Hello class. Today I'm going to be covering your homework assignment. So this is your first homework assignment for court reporting, CRTR 1404. And what I wanted to do was go over your homework sheet. You have a homework assignment per night. And under your homework assignment, it says you're going to read pages 1 through 8. So in your theory book, if you start with lesson 1, and this is just information for you, okay? You don't actually have to complete anything on here. You just have to read everything. And it says getting ready for lesson 1. What is machine shorthand? So if you all read all that, just some key issues that come out are the machine consists of 23 keys. So you know that. All keyboards are the same, okay? And it's very different from a typewriter. So our machine is very different from a typewriter. So don't try and think you're typing on a typewriter. It's totally different. It's a lot smaller and we have less keys. Stroke, anytime I refer to stroke, make sure you read this in your book. It's talking about any single key or key combination depressed on the machine at one time. And so when I say what is your stroke, I mean what did you write on your machine? What letters did you press? Okay, so anytime I write and refer to stroke, that's what it means. Outlines also is kind of what you wrote. So they're basically kind of the same. I can say, what is your outline? And so you can tell me whatever letters you actually wrote on your machine, okay? So make sure you read everything. I'm just skimming through it real quickly. On page 2, the order of the keys are as follows. So make sure that you know that the order of the keys are S, T, K, P, W, H, R, A, O, asterisk, E, U, F, R, P, B, L, G, T, S, D, Z. Okay? So read up on everything. Don't skip anything. Everything's very important. The stenotype keyboard. So on the middle of page 2, it actually shows you the keyboard. And so it's always the same. All stenographic machines have the same keyboards, just so you know. And so the STPH, remember you have no letters on your machine. So it's very, very helpful if you've memorized the keyboard. STPH, SKWR on the left side of the machine. And so I'll write it down just so you all can see. So I'm writing with my left hand, STPH, okay? And if you just focus in on my notes, it's very helpful. This over here is the English translation, but they translate as different words. So let me just make my notes a little bigger. Okay, so look over here, disregard what's over here. That's translation. So STPH, and then you've got, or actually what they're writing up at the very top there is STKD, WHRAO, asterisk is all of the letters. Okay, so it's all of the letters stroked out and including the DZ. Okay, so that's what they've done there. It's all pressing all of the letters on the machine together. Okay, so make sure that you read up on everything before you do your homework assignment. You've got page 3, optional wide keys. Most of the machines that you've rented have the optional right key. It's on the right side of the machine, and it's the D and the Z, so they're a little thicker than the other keys. Okay, they're wider, so that's what that talks about, the optional wide keys. Caring for the machine, make sure you read about that, very, very important. Remember, you've rented these machines, they're in your custody, you're responsible for them. Please be very careful with them, they're very, very expensive, and you're responsible for anything that goes wrong in your possession with that machine. So if you drop it, if you leave it out in a car and it's hot outside, it can damage the machines. Make sure you're very careful. Do not spill water. Do not drink anything near the machines. They're so sensitive and it'll totally disrupt the machine. We'll have to send it in for repairs and you will be responsible for it. So please care for the machines as well as you can, okay? And make sure that you just don't leave them in the car in public view because the machines have gotten stolen from the students, and so you're responsible for that. Anytime you sign off on the contract and you have the machine in your possession, you are responsible for that. So make sure that you know that. care for them properly. They are the newest machines. They're state of the art. So make sure that you know that, okay? And then we have page 4, setting up the tripod. So it talks about how to set up the tripod. We will show you as well when you come in to get your machine how to set it up. So we'll make sure that you can do it on your own, but this is also good to read, okay? On page 4, page 5, how to remove the tripod at the very top. Inking the machine, you don't have to ink them because they're paperless. So most of you don't even have to worry about that. Loading the paper, they're paperless, so you don't have to worry about that. Page 6, writing habits. So make sure that your position at the machine is how the picture depicts it. We will also go more into detail when you rent the machine from us on how to position yourself at the machine. I will make sure that you have your hand positioned correctly. It doesn't hurt to read it though as well. Touch on page 7, it should be quick and a light tap, okay? Don't be, stroking really hard on the machine. It's just light. Remember, you're just kind of just moving your fingers. You're not moving your wrists. You're just moving your fingers, okay? Speed is very important. Remember, what's more important, I think, more than speed is accuracy. You've got to be accurate. So how are you accurate on your machine? You write perfectly. So you learn your theory correctly, and then the speed will come, okay? But don't skip anything. Keep on reading. They give you practice hints on page 7 at the very bottom. And then page 8 has reporting terms. So captioner, just make sure you go through all of these. CSR, I'm just going down, is a certified shorthand reporter. That's what the state of Texas wants, is a certified shorthand reporter. So there's a test for that. NCRA is the National Court Reporters Association, and that's a organization that's nationwide for court reporters. RPR, going down towards the bottom there, is a registered professional reporter. That's a national test that's given, and it's RPR, registered professional reporter. You can't work with that test in the state of Texas. You need a CSR, certified shorthand reporter test, okay? So go over all of those terms. Very, very helpful. And then going on to page 9, you're going to read and practice, okay? So you're going to read everything about single characters. Lesson 2 talks about machine immersion. You're going to learn the entire machine pretty quickly. I want you to know about the upper bank, the lower bank. Remember, the upper bank are the top letters of the machine. So it's the ST, PH, FPLT, that's the upper bank, okay? I'm writing on my machine over here, upper bank. Lower bank are the lower letters of the machine, which is the lowercase, so it's these keys right here, SKWR, FR, SKWR, RBGS. That's the lower. Just think, upper is the keys on top, the upper bank, the lower is right beneath it, okay? There's like little crevice there, and it's the upper bank, lower bank. Okay, so you're going to read and practice on your machine. And then page 10, you're going to read the top. I'm going through this a little quickly. We'll cover it more in class time. Page 10, you're going to read the top part of everything. Don't skip anything, because this is like your Bible, your theory book. You have to get it down. You have to understand why you're writing something a certain way. So very, very important that you read everything first, listen to my lecture, watch me on video, and then practice, okay? So the initial side of the keyboard is going to be the left side of the machine. So it's the STPHAO. So I'm writing it with my left hand, and then the vowels with my thumb, all on my left side, okay? It's my left hand that I'm writing these letters with, okay? That's the initial side. Think of the left side of the machine as the beginning part of the machine, the right side, the end, beginning, end, okay? Left hand is the left side of the machine, which is the beginning part. Right hand is the right side of the machine, which is the end of the machine, okay? And then you've got page 10. You're going to complete a homework assignment. So it's 2-1, which is the initial side. So I'm only going to be using my left hand on these homework assignments. And so you're going to write them, go to your homework sheet, 2-1, that's now a new homework assignment. This will be turned in to be graded. and you're going to write 5 times perfect each row across. So I'm going to start writing the ST because I'm starting at the very beginning. So remember, we're going to start PF because I want this to be graded. So PF, PF, PF to start brand new. That lets us know that you're starting a homework assignment at the very beginning. And I'm going to write these letters on my machine, okay? So I have to write it 5 times perfect each row across, 2-1. So I'm going to start writing S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S. And so I'm looking at my notes over here to make sure I wrote it, okay? S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R. And look at the way my notes are spaced out. It's not going across. I'm writing one letter at a time. And so I've got H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S. And that's what your notes are going to look like. Don't even pay attention to the English part of that. Your notes are your stenographic notes, and this is what they should look like, okay? So if that's all perfect, I'm going to know that I completed one perfect one. Now I'm going to complete another one because I have to write them 5 times perfect each row. So now I'm going to write. I'm wondering if it's not a little confusing having that English portion there. Just disregard this side, okay? You're only focusing on the right side of the machine, okay? Right side. Okay, these are your notes. And so we've got, I'm going to write that row again because this is going to be my second time perfect. So I'm going to write S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R. And then I've got H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S. So I'm going to check it down here. It should be aligned, my notes, with what I'm writing. So I don't know why it's not doing that, but here we go. I check it, S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, H, P, T, check it with your book, T, S, and if I wrote them correctly, that's perfect, and then R, W, K, S. Okay, so I've done it perfect, so I've done 2 perfect columns. So now I'm going to do it again for a 3rd time, and so I'm going to write them again. I don't know why my notes are not coming out. Just a minute. Okay, so let's try it this time, okay? This is my 3rd time writing that perfect row. S, T, P, H, okay? S, K, W, R, H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S. So let's check it. Started off with me and then it didn't. So I'm positive I wrote them perfect, okay? So that's 3 times and then now 4. So I can just start at a paragraph. Anytime I want to start over, I stroke paragraph. And here we go. Remember, you're striving for perfection. And so I'm going to write S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S. And I don't know if I wrote that perfectly. I did. Okay. R, W, K, S. Check it. Because you have to do it perfectly because we're going to have a lab assistant that's going to check to make sure you did it perfect. They're going to go through all of your stenographic outlines. So let's do it for the 5th time, okay? The same first row. You cannot go on until you complete 5 perfect rows. So let's say, for example, I'm starting and I make an error. So this is what's going to happen. I'm starting and I'm writing S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, H, and then I accidentally hit P. Okay, down here I accidentally hit W, R, okay, compare it to your book, W, R, H, P, okay, I did hit it. But I'm supposed to hit a T now. Let's say I hit the S and I left out the T. When I'm checking it, I'll see that I left out the T, so I have to start over at the very beginning of that row. So I'm going to stroke out S because I don't have a perfect row. I have to start over. T, P, H, S, K, W, R, H, and I think I made a mistake, P, T, S, R, W, K, S. So let's see. S, T, P, H, so that's good. S, K, W, H, S, K, W, R. So you see I made a mistake, so I need to start over. I don't have this perfect row, so here we go. One more time. Find a focal point because I still need 1 perfect row. S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, HPTS, RWKS. So let me see. I'm going to check it with that first row on my book, STPH, SKWR. Notice how my words are coming up and down. You know, they're slanted. SKWR, HP, TS, got it. And then R, got it, WKS. So perfect. So now I've completed 5 perfect rows. Can you complete extras? You can. But the thing about it is you want to complete your homework assignment, get it done because it's due the next class day. So I would just try and finish up the homework assignment. And then later on, if you wanted to complete extras, you could on your own time. And if you make a mistake, you can send us the extra work that you completed. That way we can check that. So you don't have to do something over. Because let's say, for example, we're checking your homework and you make a mistake. You're going to have to do that homework the next day over, wherever you made the mistake. So you really want to strive for perfection, okay? So let's go on to my next homework assignment. It's going to be 2-2. So that's all with the left side. Now I'm going to the right side, which is the final side of the machine. So this is all with the right side. 5 times perfect each row. Remember, you got to finish the other rows down beneath, okay? On 2-1, you go to the second row, which is STSKPWHR, HPTS, RWKS. Write it 5 times perfect. I'm going to cross reading. Then the third row, OASTPH, SKWRAO, HPTS. That's the third row, 5 times perfect. That row has to be 5 times perfect. If you make a mistake, you've got to start over at the very beginning, or you're going to have to redo homework assignments. So you really want to start off with good homework habits, okay? Complete extra ones if you want. If you feel like you have a lot of time and you just want to complete extra rows, in case you make a mistake and then they see that you had a perfect row, that's fine too, okay? I don't know how long it's going to take you to complete your homework assignment. That's why it's totally up to you. If you want to do extra rows right in that section, you can. And then so now we have the final side of the keyboard, and it's with your right hand. And then now I'm going to write final letters, okay? 2-2, 5 times perfect each row. So I'm at, and you see the practice keyboard 2-2. F, P, L, T, R, B, G, S, T, L, P, F, R, B, G, S, S, G, B. So let's see if that came out. So I check it. FPLT, that's right. So I made a mistake here because there's an F and an R. It should only be the F, so I have to start over. Got to start over, you all. That's a mistake. So PF, and then let's start over here. You can just hit over here to get your notes aligned. You can just scroll up and down with the mouse, okay? So here we go. I'm going to write the final side of the keyboard. It wasn't perfect, so here I go. Here we go. FPLT RBGS T, and then you've got L P F R B G S S G B. So I even feel like that was hard for me. So we've got FPLT, so that's perfect. RBGS, that's perfect. And then here I did it wrong, RBGS, and then I have TL. Oh, I got it, TLPF, and then I had the wrong letter. So you all see, that's even hard for me that I'm a court reporter, so let me do it again. And this is gonna be, taking my time on this one, it's gonna be FPLT RBGS T P F R B G S S G B. So let me make sure I did that correctly. We have, and I did it wrong, FPLS. And so I have to do it again, okay? So this is how you're probably going to be. So now I'm going to go even slower. Here we go. I'm looking at my book, FPLT, RBGS. And then we've got T, and then you have L, P, F, R, B, G, S, S, G, B. So let me make sure I've done it correctly. So I'm going to scroll up with my mouse. Okay, so here I started. FPLT, and then you've got RBGS, TL, PF, and then again, RBGS, SGB. So that one's done correctly. So you're going to make sure you have 5 perfect rows of that first the first row. If you get 5 perfect ones, then you go on to the next one, 5 perfect rows. Check your work, because if you make a mistake, you're going to have to start over. So if you make a mistake, all you have to do is stroke PF, okay? And just make sure your homework, you can line it up with the mouse. Just click over to the right side, okay? And so I have this on this side. I'm going to have it where you all have your dictionaries not in there. So you'll have the same letters over here as you have over here, okay? And so that's it. Just take your time, check your work, make sure you start all over again in case you didn't do that row correctly like I had to do. So that's it. That's your homework assignment. Remember, strive for perfection. Ask me any questions you may have, and don't hesitate for emailing me anything, as long as you know that you're doing it correctly. But you can do extras. And so if you want to complete extra rows in case they find an error and you have a perfect row, you won't have to redo that homework assignment. Because remember, the next day, then you're going to have another homework assignment, a new one, and then on top of the redos you have to do. Okay? So please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day, you all.